Okay, we're all set up. On the ground at Midway. We've got ground and approach online. We've got a gap, but then we've got Detroit approach and Detroit tower. Reflying Midway to Detroit, 25,000 feet. That's going to switch over 25. We're at 25,000 feet. 235 knots, 48 minutes. Luke. It will be Luke and then Gipper. Then Hosa, Jarek, and Ahunt. Then to Detroit. We got pretty bad weather over here. Pretty bad weather. And that's why we're doing the flight. Get to fly in some bad weather. Yeah, we'll be at 27,000 feet, 25,000 feet, and once we get up there, 32 guessing 35, 39 guessing 42, and we'll be right in between there, so it'll be about 40 knots of wind total. We didn't apply any changes. I don't know why this is trying to do that. We're just looking. That was from our last flight. We did Palm Beach to Miami. Anyways, we're gonna get that flight plan filed here. We're gonna go 2300 Zulu, just to give us some extra time. That's 20 minutes on the ground that gives us. Get battery 1 and 2 on. All right, Midway ground is 118.075.
Fire.
1875.
Stall. TCAS 1. System test pass.
And we'll go and tune the ATIS as well. Midway ATIS is 132.75. 132.750. We'll get COM tune here to listen to the ATIS.
Airport ATIS information Yankee 2201 Zulu. Wind 140 at 3. Visibility 10. Few clouds at 2,300. 5,000 scattered. Ceiling 1,000 broken. 4,000 overcast. Temperature 22. 2.17. Altimeter 2982. R9 Yankee runway 13 center approach in use. Landing and departing runways 13. Notices to air missions. Aircraft should operate mode C on all taxiways and runways. Turbojet departures maintain 250 knots until advised by a TC. VFR departures indicate type, field location, and requested heading. Read and call runway hold short instructions and altitude assignments. Runway 31 right, runway 13 left closed. Advise on initial contact. You have information Yankee.
Okay, we've got information Yankee. Winds 140 at 3. We've got 10 statute miles of visibility. It's probably 10 plus. Clouds are at 2,300, 5,000, 11,000, and 14,000. Temperatures 22, dew points 17, altimeters 2982, and 13 is the runway for departure. I will get 2982. And we've got Yankee. Midway ground, Vision Jet, we're Whisper Jet 1642. We're on the ground, requesting IFR clearance to Detroit with information Yankee.
Whisper Jet 1642, Midway ground, cleared to Detroit's Metropolitan Airport via the Midway 7 radar vectors Lukey, direct Gipper, direct Hosa. After Hosa, join the Victors 2, that's Victor, Charlie, Tango, Romeo, Zulu 2. Climb maintain 3,000, expect follow 25010 minutes departure. Departures on 119.0 squawk 6542.
And one more time, could you say back the final altitude? We have expect 2,000, or 2,000, and then what's the final altitude?
It's going to be climb maintain 3,000, expect flight level 250 in 10.
And then what was the VOR after Dipper before Victor 2?
It's going to be Lukey, Gipper, Hosa, Hotel Oscar, Sierra, Sierra Alpha, and then the Victors 2.
Okay, we're clear to Detroit via the Midway 7 departure, radar vectors to Lukey, then Dipper, Hosa, then the Victor 2. And we'll climb maintain 2,000, expect flight level 250, 10 minutes after. Departure is 119.0 and we'll squawk 6542 for Whisperjet 1642.
Whisperjet 1642, it's climb maintain 3,000.
Climb maintain 3,000 and then flight level 250, 10 minutes after. 27, or Whisperjet 16.
Whisperjet 1642, readback is correct. Information Yankee is current. Call for taxi.
All right, we've got Yankee. We'll call you for taxi 270.
Midway ground, Southwest 1460.
So we've got
Minneapolis.
Southwest 1460, standby. You're gonna get a full reroute.
Lukey.
There's no way we can keep that route we have.
No, your route is really long. I'll condense it for you. It'll be easier.
That way, because we found left turn onto that route. So that purposefully, if we can keep that, absolutely love that.
You're coming in a little like 2x5 right now. Stand by. You filed Cato, Ezer, like all your first like 5 fixes are invalid. So you're half the route's correct. So stand by.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Like I said, when I was coming back to you, I thought I purposely routed that to go around weather and also making a nice left-hand turn from the Midway 7 all the way up to Minneapolis. If we could keep that, I'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll give you a clearance. Let me know if it works for you, and then approach will send your approach about whether to approach, and they'll turn you. And Southwest 1460, just confirm your slant echo, or slant Lima, sorry.
Slant Lima for 1460.
Where's the Victor 2?
Hi, Southwest 1460, you're clear to the Minneapolis-St. Paul Airport via the Midway 7. Radar vectors Pumpkin, direct Nito, direct Dillon, direct Ronick, direct Kama. Join the Killer 3. Maintain 3,000. Expect flight level 34010 minutes for departure. Departures on 119.0, squawk 6555.
That's weird. I'm gonna see if you put it on here.
Climb the Midway 7 departure with the Pumpkin transition, direct Nito, Dillon, and Ronick, and then Kama. Climb maintain 3,000, so flight level 340.
Oh,
Victor's 2. 6555.
Okay, that makes sense now.
Confirm after Camo will be the Killer 3.
Roger, Killer 3 for 1460.
Southwest 1460, readback is correct. Information
Makes
Yankee
sense
is current. Call for push.
We'll call for push. And just confirm 6555.
We got the Victors 2.
Yes, sir, 6555.
That makes sense now. Okay.
So all those headings we can just throw away that we already had in.
Say again?
All the headings, like, standby.
Climb maintain 3,000.
Go Cato, Izzard, Cabbage, Delhi, Zydak, and Laddie. We can't do all those headings.
No, they're invalid on the Midway 7. When you fly, when I hand you up to approach, just ask them. They'll guide you through weather here.
Roger that. We'll put it into our FMC accordingly.
Just we have an LOA with Minneapolis, so we have to follow a route. So it's pretty nitpicky with the way we switch flight plans.
thought they had the Midway 7 on here. Yeah, that's it, but I don't think we're gonna need that on here. Anyways, first is Lukey. Then Gipper. I don't know if it's Dipper or Gipper. I think it's Gipper, yeah. Golf, India, Juliet. Gipper. And Hosa. So Lukey, Gipper, Hosa, and then the Victors 2. Actually, we'll wait to do that, and we'll get Detroit in here. Okay, then arrival. The Victors 2 at Hosa. And then it's landing runway Detroit must be getting offline. I'm gonna wait for their ATIS to check it out. May as well get generators on, navs on, landing lights on. That's all good for now. We're gonna check on our temperature's 22, so we'll be fine on the temperature department until we get a little bit higher. We've got 3 degrees Celsius outside air temp, 9 degrees interior. I'm gonna get a little bit of airflow going in here. We can keep the door open for now. Where'd that be? Right there.
Midway ground, southwest pushing 6 degrees, we're pushing start.
Southwest 1460,
Fuel
pushing start
454
on
knots.
Yankee is approved, face east, please.
Push start on Yankee, face east.
Get our transponder code in here, which is 6542. And for that, we'll turn mode Charlie on. We'll check if they have the ATIS up yet. No, they do not. I need to get the ATIS up. So they can see what runway they're landing. Anyways, we'll just go. I saw they had runway 21. On that arrival, we'll just set it for runway 21 right for now, and then switch that if we need to. We might have to do some switching of it. I just want to zoom out and see what we've got going on here. I'm going to start the engine now. I'm going to start the timer. This timer is going to be for runtime. I'm going to have a separate timer for how long we've been. I'm going to have a separate timer for how long we've been flying for. So entering the runway to exiting the runway at Detroit. Yep, all that's in there. And departing runway is 13, I believe. Aeronaut 13. We are down there, and we've got to get taxi over. So we're off. Foxtrot's over there. Oh, that's Detroit. No wonder it looks awkward. Okay, we're right in front of the tower. Tower should be right behind us. Yeah, that's good. Doors closing. That always goes away once I start to do things. We're gonna get heading mode on for our departure. That'll be our assigned heading for radar vectors. And then we'll get, we got 3,000 set, flight level change. 120 knots. That's good for there. Alrighty, we'll get our taxi clearance now. Whisperjet 1642, ready to taxi with information Yankee.
Whisperjet 1642, runway 13 center, taxi via Foxtrot 2, Foxtrot, Whiskey, cross runway 4 right and 4 left.
Okay, 13 centered via Foxtrot 2, Foxtrot, Whiskey, cross 4 right and 4 left, Whisperjet 1642. Foxtrot 2, Foxtrot, cross 4 right, 4 left, Whiskey. So we're just going straight out and then left all the way down. And then 4 right and 4 left should be closed. So there's Foxtrot 2, we'll just enter out that way. Check left, clear, right is cleared. We're rolling.
Attention all aircrafts, Chicago departure is now closed. Departure is 122.8.
Chicago, since departure is closed, I want us to go by that plan, which is now abolished.
After departure, it's all up to you. So there's no center online, so you can do whatever you want.
Okay.
You were waiting.
Control ground. Attention all aircraft, ground will be closing in about 3 minutes.
Take ground, do you mind staying online until I can take off?
Yep, I'll get you and the Whisperjet out of here.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll get strobes on for crossing that runway. 4 right, there's 4 left, so we're crossing both of those. I'm at a little bit more power. Get moving. Now we've been running for 5 minutes. And then I'm gonna switch our flight plan. And I'm gonna take out the initial midway, so it's just direct from where we are.
What's the altimeter for midway?
Runway is clear.
Altimeter 2982, yeah, it just went down because approach went down, so.
You said 2982?
Affirmative.
And then for 4 left, runway is clear, and approach is clear. And Detroit approach just went down as well.
Midway ground, good evening. Southwest 5802, information Yankee, Boeing 737-800, request clearance to Boston.
Southwest 5802, Midway ground, you're cleared to Boston International Airport via the Midway 7 radar vectors Lukey, then as filed. Maintain 3000, expect follow 37010, risk departure. Departure is offline, squawk 6242.
Cleared Boston, Midway 7 departure, then radar vector Lukey, initial time 50300, then expect 370 minutes after departure, departure offline, squawk 64242 for Southwest 5802.
Southwest 5802, initial call will be 3000, your squawk code 6242.
Alright, initial call 3000, squawk 6242 for Southwest 5802.
Southwest 5802, readback is correct. Information, actually, just no, it is up. I'm closing in 2 minutes, so you can monitor Unicom 122 it.
Monitor Unicom 128 for Southwest 5802.
Midway ground, Southwest 1460 radar taxi clearance, Saturn approaches to runway 13 center.
Southwest 1460, runway 13 center, taxi via Yankee, November, cross runway 22 left and 22 right.
Yankee November, cross 22 left, 22 right, Southwest 1460.
And Whisperjet 1642, no further HCs on, monitor CTF 135.2, have a good flight.
Monitor CTF 135.2, see you at 2720.
See ya.
Midway traffic, Whisperjet 1642, departing runway 13 centered on the Midway 7 departure, runway heading up to 3000, Midway. Okay, fresh air, bleed, probe heat will bring on. Final is clear, runway is clear. We're doing a rolling start. And then I'll set our runway heading on the roll. Runway heading set. Takeoff power is set and achieved. Airspeed's alive. 70 knot checks. 80 knots. 90 knots. 98. Rotate.
Midway traffic, Southwest 1460 departing
Positive
runway
rate, gear
13
up.
center, midway traffic.
Whisper at 1642, we're on our climb out 13 centered, if you could just give us a minute.
Yeah, you should let us take off first so we can give you a little bit of wake turbulence, shake it around a little bit.
We're up to 1200 now, so you're good. Alright, flaps up. Get autopilot on.
Midway traffic, Southwest 5229, inbound to Jumper, 40 enough approach runway 13 center. Midway traffic.
Altitude
altitude.
Midway traffic, Southwest 1460, departing runway 13 center, midway traffic.
Midway traffic, WestJet 16, turning direct to Lukey, up to flight level 250, we're leaving the Midway airspace.
Midway traffic, Southwest 1460, clear for runway 13 center, midway traffic.
Alright, at 15 degrees Celsius now, we're going to get our engine ice protection, wing, windshield, and then once we get to below 0, we'll get the rest of that on. But we'll go ahead and check pressure. Pressure's looking good, we're at 500 feet per minute on there. 1900 is the cabin altitude right now, 5,500 feet, so we're good.
Southwest 1460, going direct, complicated, climbing 3,500, midway traffic.
122.8 now.
Mainly traffic, Southwest 5239, we are 4 miles from Jupiter for the head approach runway 13 center, approximately 10 miles from the airport.
We're going to stay on here 1 second, and once we make our final call leaving the Bravo, then we'll switch over to Unicom. We'll actually switch to 120 knots, because that's our best climb. Or it should be. Oh, we forgot to start the timer for that. But I know we'd take off when this timer was at about 6 minutes. So I just started the timer now, the other timer.
Midway traffic, radio check.
I can hear you.
All. Midway traffic, November 5, 5, runway 13 left, touch and go.
Midway traffic, WhisperJet 1642 is leaving the Class Bravo airspace. So I was saying is basically we're just going to subtract 6 minutes from whatever this is, and then once we land on the runway we'll stop the other timer, not this one, and then it'll just be plus 5 minutes to my other timer, and that'll be our in-flight time. And this will just be our engine time, and we'll stop it when we stop the engine. And that's what we'll measure, kind of like our fuel. And Unicom, WhisperJet 1642 is climbing 12.3 for flight level 250. We're direct Lukey. And we'll get landing lights off. They haven't updated the ATIS yet over there either. We're gonna center this on my plane. I'm gonna find my plane. We're over Lake Michigan. Wish we could see it. Oh, there's a little bit of Lake Michigan. The clouds. I'm gonna start to pitch the nose over a little bit. We'll go to 140 knots. We'll go to 160 on the climb. Once I get to cruise at flight level 250, then I'm just gonna let it sit here. And I'll set wind to option 2. Alright, we'll get about 26 knots in our favor here. You can see our ground speed in miles per hour is 260 miles per hour. And this is about, probably about 2/3 of the speed we'll get to. A little under 2/3. We'll get some of that weather on here as well. See, our cabin pressure is still 5,700 feet, and we're at 19,500. And we're about to be 093 heading, so only a slight heading change. Now we're direct to Gipper. And we'll be at Gipper in 33 miles, 8 minutes and 30 seconds. And once we pass Gipper, we'll be about 2/3 of the way finished. No, about a third. Not 2/3. We'll be about a third of the way finished, because after we cross Gipper, we'll be here. Right now, we're currently about here. So we are just over the Michigan-Indiana border. About New Buffalo, Michigan City, in between there. Almost there. I'll go to 170 knots now. We got outside air temperatures negative 20 degrees. We'll get the rest of those on. And we've got 9 degrees Celsius interior temperature. Still no ATIS updated for Detroit, and I don't actually know if we're going to get that anytime soon. Up here, Michigan City is going to be about here, and Buffalo is going to be a little bit up here. Or it's called New Buffalo. It's going to be about here. You can see we're cruising along here. Again, once we get to our cruising altitude of flight level 250, I'm just going to let it sit for a little while, because we've got a while to go before we actually need to be on the sim. And there's no traffic ahead of me that'll be a factor. No one's ahead of me. .000 feet to go.
Altitude.
And 299.2. So we're at standard barometric pressure since we're after flight level 180, which really doesn't matter while we're in our climb. One, because there's no ATC talking to us, and two, because we knew we weren't even close to our final altitude. But now that we're at our final altitude, we want to have that standard altimeter setting. Anywhere above 18,000 feet, you switch to the standard altimeter. So now I have it on full throttle. It's gonna want to go to like 270 knots, 280 knots, but we have to set at like 240 because if we pass 250, we're overspeeding. We're at negative 28 degrees Celsius. And it says we got a loaded Detroit Victor's 2 arrival with the host at transition. And there's, oh, now we've got an ATIS. Runway 22 right and 21 left in use. Departing 22 left is closed. Dexter, IFR. Visual approaches. 21 left. Check the airport diagram for there. 21 left and 22 right. We'll ask for 21 left. because it's closest to the GA ramp. And they'll probably be pretty lenient in giving that to us. So we are going to double check our arrival at the Victor 2s and just see if there's any discrepancy between 2-1 right and 2-1 left arrival. And if there is, actually we're just going to switch it either way. And then the RNAV, Victor's 2 continuous, or continued. So landing runway 2-1 left and 2-1 right is the exact same thing. But I'm still gonna switch it to the 2-1. I'm still gonna switch it to 2-1 left anyways. Because I don't know if that'll play a role in arrival 2-1 left. Load. Okay. Now procedure, flight plan. Where are the Victors? Yeah. Crabin, Urban, Hale, Victors, Heisman. Yep, we've got Hosa, Crabin, Hale, Victors, Heisman, Ram, yep, that's right. And then the Vectors, and then approach. I'm gonna set, actually no, I'm not gonna do that just because it's saying we're gonna get the visual anyways. So now that's all set. And that's all good. All good. Alright, we'll check. Okay, Crabin will go down to 18,000. Go down to 17,000. That's at Crabin. So we'll be at Hosa in about 9 minutes. That's 9 minutes and 50 nautical miles. And if I look, the difference between Hosa and the next point probably won't be even as close to that distance. So I'm going to start our descent now to flight level 190. Which will go to 18,000. Flight level change. And I'm just going to come back on the throttle. Then we'll just do a slow descent. Slow and graduous. Very slow and graduous. And then once I get closer to the VOR Crabin, if we're not low enough, then I'll just expedite our descent a little bit more. So there's Echo Kilo Mike Airport. So that's there. So we're about at Adamsville, Mottville, Constantine, White Pigeon, all in there. A little bit south of Moore Park. A little bit southwest of Moore Park. And I have nothing to worry about traffic-wise. No, I might just try to get down to 19,000 a little bit quicker, or going to 18,000. I'll try to get down to 18,000 a little bit quicker so we can go all the way to the firewall on throttle once we get there. But we're saving fuel this way. We've got a better fuel flow by descending and keeping this speed, just descending currently, because we're kind of gliding more with less throttle. But that also means we'll be at a lower altitude, and then we're burning more fuel by doing that. And there's less winds in our favor now as we get lower. We're still going 360 miles per hour for ground speed. And then Detroit approach is on 126.225. And we'll just get that ready. Okay, so if I had to estimate, we're about 5 minutes from Crabin, and we are only 2,700 feet away from the altitude we actually need to be at. And we're about to even switch time zones, I believe. We might have just switched time zones. If not, we're going to. Probably in the clouds for a while. Actually, if we go down to 17,000, it's less climbing we have to do for a while, or less descending we have to do for a while. Because at 17,000, I need to fix this. I mean, so we'll be at 17,000, as low as 17,000 at Crabbin. Are we getting something? Oh, it just disconnected us. That's what happened. Yeah, well, we can go down to 17,000 at Crabbin, and then 17,000 at Hale as well. And then it'll just be 15,000 at Heisman, but I'll try to get down to 12,000 instead. I like being lower. Most people like being higher, but I know it's safer to be higher, but I feel like I'm not rushing to descend as much. Most people like to be higher just because they have more options, but if you look all the way along my route, I have options to land all the way around. Like, the airports just pretty much follow my path. So now we're a minute from Posa, and we're about to be 17,000. And I'm probably going to contact approach soon. And I don't know where my aircraft went. Here I am. Alright, so we've been in the air for about 33 minutes now, and our engine has been running for 37 and a half. So we're doing really good on fuel consumption right now. I'm gonna check the altimeter at the closest airport to us. So there's Hosa, so I'll just look at right here. It's Oscar Echo Bravo, and the altimeter is 2993. I'll just get 2993 now that we're passing 18,000. And we'll be at Crabbin in 2 minutes. So it's great that we're now... Oh, we're already at the altitude we could be at when we get there. But now we'll be at 17,000 when we pass Crabbin. Waiting for this thing to load. Yeah, so Oscar Echo Bravo is where we got our altimeter from. So that should be a pretty reliable ATIS. Alright, as we're about to level out, once I see the power start to drop, I'm going to start adding some airspeed. And when I see this flight level change switch to altitude, I'll start adding my throttle back in. Alright, there says altitude. So switch to altitude hold mode at 17,000. I'm going to slowly add throttle, let it level out. The outside air temperature is -10 degrees at this altitude. And then at Hale, we can also be 17,000. So we've got a while till we actually have to be descending. So Hale, we have to be above 17,000. We've got to be at 17,000. So we've got a guy about 26 miles off to our left. Actually, that's probably about 12. So I'm pretty sure that is the whole thing. So it's probably about 12 off, 12 and a half, 13 off to our perimeter, off to our left wing, 2,000 feet above. I probably won't be able to see him from here. And then once we pass Hale, we'll go down to, we'll start descending down to 12,000. Because we have to be in between 15,000 and 12,000 at Heisman. And then we've got to be at 12,000 at that last spot. Okay, now we're at, I think that's Juliet. Juliet Yankee Mike. And the altimeter's 299.4 there. So we'll get 299.4 in here. So we're allowed to start descending at Hale. Once we pass Hale, we'll go down to 12,000. Actually, once we pass Hale, we'll go down to 14, we'll go down to 15,000. Detroit approach, Whisperjet 1642 with you, 17,000. We're on the Victor's 2 arrival direct to Hale.
Whisperjet 1642, Detroit approach. Good afternoon, good evening. You can play 22 right unless you want a different runway.
Can we get runway 21 left? It's closer to the GA ramp.
Absolutely, sir. You can plan 21 left. Just plan on getting radar vectors for a right downwind.
Roger, we'll plan 21 left, radar vectors for right downwind, 270 for Whisperjet 1642. So used to saying 27 Zulu.
And Whisper Jet 1642, you can proceed direct to Desmond and descend and maintain 1-2000.
Direct to Desmond and down to 1-2000, 12,000. Can we get the, can you spell out Desmond for us?
Sure, it's Delta Zulu Mike November Delta. It's one of the last fixes on the Hail. Excuse me, on the Victors.
Alright, thank you. We've got it. 270. Delta Echo Zulu Mike November.
Delta 1684, turn right heading 035. Right 035, Delta 1684. Delta 1684, you just want to try the approach again? Yeah, we'll try the approach again. We just floated a little bit too much, Delta 1684. No problem.
Oh, it's Delta Zulu. Direct to Desmond.
Delta 1684, keep the turn coming, heading to 050. Okay, right 050, Delta 1684.
We're not lonely anymore. We're actually talking to someone. We'll get rid of that, because now we're going to get radar vectors, and then we'll get the airport diagram up. So we're going to be, he said plan a right downwind, 2-1 left, and we're going direct to Desmond. Desmond.
Whisper Jet 1642, fly present heading, maintain 8,000, vectors to final.
Present heading down to 8,000, vector final, Whisper Jet 1642. Okay, present heading.
Delta 1684, turn right heading 100, descend and maintain 3,000. Right 100, descend and maintain 3,000, Delta 1684. Departure Southwest 48 is short 22 right, ready for departure.
I'll switch it to, we'll just switch it to heading mode.
22 right, clear for takeoff, RNAV to SAMS. Okay, clear for takeoff, 22 right, RNAV SAMS, Southwest 48.
And then we'll get our landing lights on below 10,000.
Detroit approach, good evening. Postman 629 descending via the bonds to transition Kozar. I'm sorry, can you say the call sign one more time? Postman 629.
Postman 629, Detroit approach. Good evening, Echoes. Current plan the visual 2 on left.
Alright, we'll pick up Echo. We'll plan 2 on left, Postman 629.
The Postman 629, you can delete all speeds on the arrival.
It's 907.
1684, turn right, 1810. We're waiting for the next waypoint there, 1684. Postman 629.
Delta 1684 out of the turn, Metro Airport, 12 o'clock, 12 miles.
Looking for the airport, Delta 1684.
And Delta 1684, sorry for that late turn. If you need to turn right, you can turn right heading 230 to rejoin the localizer for 22 right.
Okay, 230 to rejoin the localizer for Delta 1684.
Southwest 48, say altitude.
Passing 3000, Southwest 48.
Southwest 48, radar contact. And Postman 629, I'm sorry, I stepped on you. Can you say that last again?
Oh, no, we were waiting for the next waypoint to slow down to 28. We see it on the chart, but we're deleting the speed restriction. Postman 629.
Westbridge 1642 traffic at your 2 o'clock, 7 miles, going to be northwestbound to 737, leveling at 7,000.
Oh, we've got traffic in sight, Westbridge 1642.
Southwest 48 traffic at your 2 o'clock, 7 miles northeastbound is a Vision Jet leveling 8,000.
Okay, we'll be looking for Southwest 48. And Delta 1684 has the airport in sight.
Delta 1684, clear visual approach, 22 right.
Clear for the 22 right approach, Delta 1684.
Altitude.
Whisper Jet 1642, turn 10 degrees left, descend to maintain 4,000.
10 degrees to the left, down to 4,000, Westbridge at 1642. So we go 5, 6, and then down to 4,000.
Southwest 48 traffic, no factor, climb and maintain 17,000.
I maintain 17,000, Southwest 48.
So there's the field, we'll be landing that runway, the far one from us, pretty much going our heading, except on the opposite direction.
At Southwest 48, you can proceed direct to Motor City.
Direct Motor City, Southwest 48.
And outside air temperature is good, so we'll bring
1684, wind 0908, runway
those
22 right,
off,
clear
and
to
once
land.
we get a little bit warmer, we'll bring the rest
Clear
off.
land to right, Delta 1684.
And then pressure, cabin pressure, we're gonna dump. Actually, now we'll probably just go fresh air. Well, we'll just stick with fresh air for now.
Whisper Jet 1642, flying 035.
035, Whisper Jet 1642. And Whisper Jet 1642 has information echo.
Thank you.
Forgot to let them know. I checked the ATIS earlier.
Postman 629, flying 360 to send and maintain 8,000, vectors to final.
360, 8,000 for Postman 629.
I don't know why the cabin altitude is still like that. Just dump it some more, but it's on fresh air right now. Let's go like that and then dump. There we go. Now it's coming down to 4,000.
Southwest 488, you're leaving my airspace. Cleveland's offline, radar service is terminated, frequency change per route. Have a safe flight. Safe flight, have a good night, Southwest 488. Whisper Jet 1642, turn right heading 120, descend and maintain 3000.
Right 120 down to 3,000, Whisper Jet 1642. Alright, 120 down to 3,000.
629, descend and maintain 4000.
We'll get flight level change and I'll come back on the throttle a little bit.
Down to 4000, descend 69. And Delta 1684 is on Alpha 3 Alpha, taxi to the gate. Delta 1684, which way are you facing? You facing north or south? I am facing north right now. Delta 1684, taxi northbound Alpha Victor, cross 22 left, and I'll have more. Okay, Alpha cross 22 left for Delta 1684. Postman 629, ready speed 210. We'll reduce 210, Postman 69. Whisper Jet 1642, turn right heading 180.
Right 180 or Whisper Jet 1642.
Whisper Jet 1642 out of the turn, Metro Airport will be 2 o'clock, 1 mile.
Away that field in sight, Whisper Jet 1642.
Whisper Jet 1642, clear visual approach, runway 21 left, speed 170 for now.
Clear for the visual, 21 left, and we'll reduce speed at 170, Whisper Jet 1642.
Postman 629, flighting 035. Postman 629, flighting 035. 035, Postman 629. Whisper Jet 1642, wind 0908, runway 2 on left, clear land.
2 on left, clear land, Whisper Jet 1642.
And Whisper Jet 1642, are you going to the north GA or are you going to the east side?
We're going to the east GA ramp.
Roger.
Autopilot.
Postman 629, turn left heading 300, descend to maintain 3000. 300 on 3000, Postman 69. And Whisper Jet 1642, if I didn't say it, speed to your discretion.
Speed our discretion, Whisper Jet 1642. Where are we at 140 until we get to a shorter final? .140 knots. I'm gonna pull back throttle more, add some more flaps. Alright, flaps are full.
Delta 1684, make a right turn on Bravo if you can make it. Right turn Bravo, and you can cross 9 left straight into the ramp.
Okay, right on Bravo, and then cross 9 left to the ramp, Delta 1684.
Postman 629, turn right heading 235. Sorry, left 235.
Right heading 235, Postman 629.
Sorry, I misspoke. Left to 235.
Alright, left 235, Postman 629.
Good approach speed right now.
Postman 629 out of the turn, Metro Airport's 11 o'clock, 12 miles.
Airport site, Postman 629.
Postman 629, clear visual approach, runway 22 right.
Clear visual, 22 right, Postman 629.
21 left confirmed on the numbers.
And Postman 629, speed is your discretion, wind 090,
Alright,
runway
we got
21 left, clear to land.
cut off.
Alright, minus
hold that
speed,
flare.
minus discretion, clear to land, Postman 629.
Floating a little bit. We've got enough runway though. There it is. We're gonna exit our next left. Close that.
And Whisper Jet 1642, if you can make a left turn on Sierra 1, you can go Sierra 1 Sierra to the GA ramp.
Left Sierra 1, Sierra 1 Sierra to the GA ramp. Whisper Jet 1642, you have a good one.
Thanks, you too.
Alright. We were an hour and 2 minutes and 51 seconds in flight. So we'll just say an hour and 3 minutes in flight. And then we'll stop the other timer once we park and get the engine off. Alright. That should be Sierra 5, I believe. There's Postman 629. It's a weird call sign though. It doesn't look like it'd be Postman. Postman is Bravo Charlie Sierra. It just doesn't look normal. Like, we're Whisper Jet and ours is Whiskey Sierra Papa. It's really close. WSP Whisper Jet.
Delta 1203, Detroit approach, good evening. Echoes current, plan the visual, 22 right, delete the speeds.
Roger, delete speeds and expect the visual 22 right for Delta 1203.
Watch the land real quick. Oh, it's a floater. Are they gonna go around? No, they put it down. Alrighty. Flight plan. Everything is cleared on the flight plan. Reset everything on the map here.
Postman 629, you got Tango there?
Affirm, more
And
Tango,
we'll
Postman 629.
turn off the
Postman
engine,
629, roger, hold there and call the tower 135.0.
and we will stop the timer.
Alright, 1350, Postman 629.
Uh, 05. Wait. We've got 05. No, we have 0100. Okay. We were exactly 1 hour in flight, and we had the engine on for an hour and 5 minutes and 46 seconds.